Welcome back to Horizontal. This week we're doing part 2 with our special guest, Drew Carr. If you haven't listened to part 1 yet, I suggest you go back to last week and listen to that one first. And in other news, I'm very excited to announce that my production team's new web series is now live on YouTube. It's called Barden and Sarah Start a Pandemic. It is a 5-episode comedy about 2 corporate besties who long for the tranquility of the COVID lockdown, and so they attempt to start another pandemic so they can go home and take a nap. So it's really fun. I suggest everyone go binge it. It's like 45 minutes altogether. Enjoy, and thanks for listening, guys.
Okay, so we're gonna get into the "What are you watching?"
We've kind of
segment.
been talking about it already. But what are you watching, Mace?
I am watching. Your tits look amazing.
Thank you.
I am watching this amazing woman who this is not her first video, but it's one of the ones that has gone viral recently.
Oh, it's so good.
And her name is Squishy.
She goes by Squishy.
Oh, yeah.
She goes by Squishy. And she recently had a song go viral. She's standing by a body of water in a very long maroon dress, looks like velvet, and she's wearing
100%.
a cape. She's wearing elf ears attachments, and she means this is sincere.
Get in the water. Get in the water. Don't mistake my threats for bluff. You have lived more than enough. Get in the water. Get in the water. Get in the water.
It says.
Wait, does she also have for those who can't see
we'll put it.
Oh wait, no. I thought she had finger and she had
No, but she
elongated
definitely
her
does
fingers.
something with her fingers. It's
like
It's this.
yeah.
looks like she's casting a spell over like
she's
a
casting
brook.
a spell in the water.
Get in the
she-
water.
Wait, I think she's wearing a crown. Someone said the caption on this video says, "Me in the mirror trying to convince myself to wash my hair after procrastinating for an hour."
Get in the
That's the
water.
one
Get
I
in the
saw.
water.
So then she all of her videos, she's wearing a crown. She's got some sort of velvet cape on, and then she has elf ears.
Tell the people how many followers she has
She
on
has
TikTok.
282.4 thousand followers.
Squishy's big.
Squishy is big.
I hope Squishy's
Squishy
getting
is
fucking
big.
brand deals.
And
Yeah,
it's all
she
just
totally
it's
is.
all just straight to cam usually.
Of course. I haven't been on TikTok in over 6 months. I don't know if I'll get back on there, but I saw
Good
her
for you.
when she first started making videos and was like,
Oh, no
I
way.
love this girl.
Yeah.
Wait, what's this one?
Little children, I'll take your
I mean, that's powerful.
into a land of enchantment.
She's wearing wings. Furry wings.
She's a little under on that note.
Yeah, well,
It's okay.
She's not
okay.
bad.
But she was right on.
No,
it.
she's kind
Get
of
in the
assertive.
water.
Get in the
Get in the water!
But it starts off soft.
Don't
Get in the
mistake
water.
my threats
for
for
bluff. You have lived more than enough. Get in the water.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's
Wow.
that's what I've been watching.
What threats do you think she had?
Oh, she's got threats.
Well, it's actually a cover, right?
Is it it's a cover of a song? It's
right.
gotta be.
Didn't we look this up?
Are you
Get in the-
thinking
Oh yeah, it
Karma?
is. Oh no, it's from a musical.
Yeah.
I know.
And we were like, what is this musical?
It's from Epic the Musical.
Huh?
What the fuck is Epic the Musical?
But it's like a little slower. It's like,
Look,
get
this
in
is
the
the scary.
water.
This is the one that comes up when you type in "get in the water."
Get in the water,
Look how cunty she is.
get in the water. Or I'll raise the tide so high. All of Ithaca will die.
It
Get in
feels
the
very
water.
Shakespearean.
I
It's
love
this
it.
Boulder Shakespeare Library in Washington.
Get in the water.
I am too.
Is this like an
the
original
water.
musical?
I guess it says
It looks like a film.
I don't like it.
this
I'm
was
sorry.
it was in July
Okay.
or no,
I
it was
don't
in
like it.
June of this year.
I liked it.
It said
into it.
it says just Epic the Musical.
hit us in the comments with whatever the fuck Epic the Musical is. I'm so confused.
Because we're famously very into musicals and I've never heard of that.
I do love. Look, I do love musical theater. Okay.
I think we all do.
That's how we met.
It's
We've
a
all done a play or two.
humiliating.
We've all done
It's a
musicals
humiliating
together.
thing that I love.
Okay, so we have a dream.
Shall we do a dream?
Drew,
Oh my God,
would
yes.
you like to share us your dream?
Wait, yes.
I'm so ready.
Where did?
Get in the
cellular?
water.
I found it.
Get
I was
your
sitting on
phone.
it. My fat fucking ass.
It's a bouncy one. It's
So
juicy.
perky. It's so high
It's
and tight.
juicy.
Boys, it's high and it's tight. Takes up a lot of space.
Ooh, man.
Keep that in. Okay,
Don't
so
cut it. Don't cut it.
I had this extremely vivid dream, I guess, last Tuesday, like a week ago. And I kept waking up in the middle of it, but then I would go back to sleep because I was so riveted by this dream, and it would pick up where I left off.
Whoa.
And it kind of I would
That's
I would
crazy.
kind of will that to happen. Where I was like, okay, like what's gonna happen in this story next?
Yeah.
I listened to this not long ago because I didn't know if it made any sense, so we'll all listen together.
Okay, I can't
All right.
wait.
This also, I recorded this as soon as I woke up that morning at like 7:45.
Oh, good. I can't wait to hear
So,
your crusty,
who
I'll hold
knows?
it.
your
in
crusty
this mic.
voice.
I had a dream where I was hanging out with friends
Sure.
and
He's so
decided to leave those friends to go hook up with somebody. I was driving. I think maybe in the dream I was a little bit drunk too. So there's that.
Drunk driving.
Wow.
Kind of add a fun element. Driving downtown somewhere. And then next thing I know, I am at this large, beautiful home. Gorgeous grounds, big pool, stunning
Gorgeous grounds.
landscape. And I'm
Landscape.
confused as to how I got there. And when I try to leave, I can't leave. I'm always ending up back at the house. I walk into this fog, and then I'm back at the house, and I can't leave.
3 times.
And then I learn that I'm dead.
Oh.
That on the way to this hookups house, there was like some horrible terrorist attack.
Of course.
Not the drunk driving, but the terrorist attack.
This insane bomb
Oh no.
blew the place up.
Place up.
And only once I learn and understand that I'm dead am I able to move through the world again as a dead person. Haley and Casey were there,
True friend shout out. Hey, y'all were
and we
there?
were all dead, but there was Casey was like
We're all dead.
with us, but like still partially alive, and could hear her mom speaking to her like in the on the hospital bed, and they were trying to like revive her, and she kept saying like, "Oh, it's close, it's happening," and then eventually
Through a yawn.
she disappears. So it's like we're in the world, but like in a spirit world at the same time.
For sure.
And
We're almost
once we acknowledge that we're dead, we can like get in the car and go
Get in the water.
visit the terrorist attack site or something.
Oh my god.
Really fascinating dream.
So I want to like clarify a couple
Oh
of
my
parts
god,
there.
please.
So the idea, like, the reason that I recorded this was because I was really captivated by it at 7:00 in the morning when I woke up. I was like, wow,
Sure, yeah.
the human mind is remarkable.
yeah.
And I was like, this is like, I want to write something about this. Like, I want to write this into like a screenplay or like a new novel or something. I don't know. But I think like when I was talking about my friend Casey, like there was a big bomb terrorist attack and we were all dead.
Whoa.
But we were in various states of thank you.
And you
So
didn't
sorry.
know
So
that you
sorry.
were dead yet.
We didn't know we were dead yet until my friend Casey, who ends up surviving this,
is in the hospital bed.
disappears from our like spirit realm, and that's when we understand. Also, like we're clued in by like we try to leave, but we're always brought back to this like house, sort of like purgatory vibes, I guess.
Well, at least it was a gorgeous house.
Beautiful house, beautiful grounds,
Beautiful
stunning landscape, beautiful gowns, beautiful dresses.
Heaven better have beautiful grounds.
If it doesn't, I'm leaving.
Yep.
And I'm going to hell.
I'll pick you up there.
I'm sure they have more fun in hell
Absolutely.
anyways.
I can't wait to go to hell. I've been told that's where I'm going by many people whom I don't
forward
know.
to it.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
It's gonna fucking
I look really
eat.
good in red.
Hell's gonna eat.
Hell's gonna eat.
Am I right?
I'm sure they're
The devil
eating right
ate that.
now.
They're eating right
gorging.
now.
They're
Just
eating. Yeah.
absolutely all gluttony,
Armie
gluttony,
Hammer can't
gluttony. Maybe
That's
in
our.
hell.
I think that's our what is it, like a deadly sin or something?
Seven
Yeah,
deadly,
the seven
gluttony.
deadly sins.
I think gluttony might be
Oh,
ours.
I always ask people this: what they think their sin of the seven
Oh.
deadly is. Mine is pride.
Huh?
Ooh.
Pride. Well, what are they?
Sloth,
Oh.
gluttony, pride, anger,
Envy.
envy. There's two more.
Anger's one?
Yeah,
Oh,
let me
shit.
look them up. Okay, pride, greed, wrath,
Mm.
envy,
Wrath.
lust,
Ooh.
gluttony, and sloth.
Mine's probably in between wrath and gluttony.
Well, we are laying down, so maybe sloth.
Maybe sloth. A little bit of sloth.
Little sloth, but we're working.
Mine
There's
is
a little bit of lust in
This
me,
is
I'm
for
not gonna
work.
lie.
Mine is definitely pride and maybe lust.
So,
It's so
what is this
wild.
dream about?
I think it's about a lack of control I have over my life. I also, when I was running through this and when I listened back to it, I was more synapses were firing in my brain because I was awake.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I think I recently watched that show Fallout on Amazon Prime, which is about, I think it's a comic book series, but
I haven't seen it.
there's this like huge, it happens in LA, this big atomic bomb
Oh, shit.
happens. And that had like been on my mind as like the catalyst for an interesting story always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that I think had something to do with it. The fog that I was walking into that would bring me back to the house is really reminiscent of this Nicole Kidman film called I forget what it's called, but she's like in this Victorian era house in the early 20th century. And she learns that she's dead because she can't leave the house.
Oh.
So she's
Yeah, this reminded me of a lot of movies, actually. I was thinking
Yeah.
like Ghosts of Girlfriends Past,
School spirits.
School Spirit.
Absolutely.
Big fan.
Big
It's
fan.
a little-
Actually, I'm good friends with Nick Pugliese, so we should have him on the
Yeah,
show.
he was in
Yeah.
Barden
Come on,
Sarah's
Nick.
Pandemic.
Come on, Nick.
Yeah, come on, Nick.
And I think that's what it has a lot to do with is, I mean, you know, I feel very in control of my life, but I'm also on the precipice of, I believe, something like really big happening, or like I feel like the planets are really aligning for me.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about this off pod, but
Yes,
you know,
we have.
30 is feeling so good.
Yeah.
I'm loving my life.
Yeah.
I really love and like who I am now.
That's big.
I like the way I'm
That is
looking. Yeah, it
And
is.
also, can I just say, like, that doesn't come easily. Like,
God,
no.
you have done a lot of work on yourself in
Yeah.
the last, like, several years, and just, like, really having to look in the mirror. And not everyone does that. And that's, like, the key to actually leveling up. You have to, like, take a good look at yourself, work on yourself. And then you get to a point where you're like, oh, fuck yeah. Like, this is it, babe. Like, we can only go up from here.
Yeah.
Also, how sad would it be to peak before you're 30?
God.
Right?
Oh my
Ugh.
God.
I mean, as I
Honestly-
said at the beginning, don't be famous or successful.
No,
before you're
quiet
30.
on set.
Something that my like social media cleanse did a lot for me was reacclimating me to the relativity of time and age, especially.
Yes.
We are so fucking youth obsessed.
Yes,
Oh my God.
we are.
And I've started listening to like podcasts or conversations with
Yeah.
people that are older than me, primarily women too,
Yes.
that have so
Preach.
many fascinating, beautiful, poignant, relatable things to say about
Yeah.
how fun it is to get older.
Yeah.
And yeah, there are parts of aging that I'm certainly fearful of. You know, like I put a lot of stock and value into the way I look, that has a lot to do with the communities I'm a part of. I think being an actor, an artist, and gay. Hello, like I really, that's a lot of the work that I've done is like
for sure
getting in love with who I am, where I am at that moment.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what's been so fun about this year so far.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm setting goals that I'm achieving that are like super, and it's just like, it feels like things are happening, and whether it's some big event or a lot of little small ones, is yet to be seen. But I'm just loving. I'm really loving life.
And it's easier to be like, it's not gonna look like how I picture it,
right?
But it will happen. Like there are things that like we just in our 20s we're like, if it doesn't happen this way in my head, then it's not fucking happening, or like then I don't believe it, or it's not, I don't trust it. And it's like, well, a lot of these things pass us the fuck by because if it's not how we pictured it, then we're not gonna go for it, and it's stupid. It's like at this point, celebrating the little wins, it ends up being a big thing if you just like see it and you don't just let it pass you by because it's not what you exactly wanted.
And I also think like whenever we pull our goddess cards, like the death card will come up, and it always talks about transformation.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's like the old version of you.
Yeah, maybe you had to die to
you're
become
like grieving
the
this
new
old version of you that has passed on.
I think
like
totally that is it.
There is uncertainty in change, and even if it's good change, like still like it can feel uncertain.
Yeah, and I think, for me, especially having been a professional child and that
professional child.
I was a professional.
Yeah.
wait. I hear it now.
Child.
A child who was a professional.
There's a lot of trauma that goes into being a child actor, and I've talked to Tyler about this a lot, and it's like it's I don't think it's healthy for kids to experience that much rejection.
Oh my god.
And also it's like you can't really understand, that
what's
like
happening.
It's not you.
Yeah.
It's like you're like good enough, and like you're talented. And then also the obsessiveness with your looks as a child.
God, starts young.
Like Tyler always told me that he was, trying to be as good looking as he possibly could, and like that's a lot of pressure on a kid.
That's so crazy.
It's and
play with your toys.
Yeah, and every day will be different. Like I mean, the cruelest things people ever said to me happened between the ages of like 8 and 13. Jesus. And they were always through the mouths of people 20 to 30 years older than me.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Who had the mental capacity to know that what they were saying was cruel and unkind and unusual for a child.
Yeah, and like also working in the film industry and like I don't know about theater, but as an adult,
theater's the same way, baby.
Is traumatizing as well. Like it's just there's just
it's bad.
There's a lot of toxicity, and there's a lot of really good people, but then there's also like like the work-life balance is weird, and like relationship to like gigs, and I don't know,
money,
it's just
and all of it's
like
really
it took a
it's
long
a scarcity
time for me.
mindset.
It's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough.
It took a long time for me coming out of the theater world to be like, oh, I don't have to be a cookie cutter person. Like I don't have to fit into a certain box or wear a royal colored dress and then sing 8 bars every single day of my fucking life. Like I have other things that I am good at that they don't see.
Yeah.
And that makes me I don't know. I just like, and I mean like a lot like your ex, I gotta admit, like I used to adapt other people's personalities or the way they would dress, or because I didn't know who I was, and I wanted to be perfect, and I wanted to fit into that box. So I saw what they were doing and how they were booking stuff, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna be them. And then it took me to get out of that world and start doing comedy to be like, oh my god, the secret weapon has been me all the fuck along.
Yeah.
Why couldn't I see that?
The cruel dramatic irony of life like exists eternally, and like we'll have those. Boom, mic drop. That's it.
Bye.
That's the title of this episode. That's the title of
this
this
dramatic
episode.
irony of life exists forever.
Forever. Goodbye.
But like what I mean is like those epiphanies will happen in the next decade too, and in the next few years. Like we'll always come to the like, not to bring Kamala into the mix, but of course
bring her in.
Let's bring her in.
You think you're out of a coconut tree?
But that like that we make jokes about like that's a hilarious soundbite, but I really, in the shower the other day, where my best thoughts happen and my best vocals happen.
Always.
Is like, I was like, oh, I understand the context of who I am now.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And all in which you are living.
I get I know now what has made me me.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I, as a writer and an artist, etc., I've been able to reflect on that in like ways that I think are pretty profound, where I like sit down and I write what I feel and maybe perform it, maybe don't, maybe try and get it published, maybe don't, but like all of that work has led me to this moment of understanding why I like myself, why I like my life, why it feels good, and I'm happy to have the language and ability to articulate why, as opposed to like letting it be this fleeting moment, or series of moments where I'm nervous that it's gonna end.
Exactly.
And I know that it will. Life exists in a series of seasons, of course, and it really is that Casey Musgrave song, Happy and Sad.
Oh.
Well, that one too.
Yeah.
Shout out, Miss Musgrave.
Shout
But like,
out.
that song is all about you're happy, but there's this melancholy that exists around that happiness because you know it will end eventually.
Yeah. And that's life, baby.
And I don't choose to live in that kind of fearful state anymore. And
Agreed.
It really has opened me up and allowed me to relax into my life being what it is, and I'm happy with it.
I love
that.
Oh
Not to get too deep, my love.
That was beautiful.
That was so poignant.
That was amazing.
I needed to hear that.
Yeah,
I
me
think
too.
I needed to hear that.
You think I just fell out of a coconut tree?
You exist in the context.
You exist in the context
of everything.
It really is the
all
tone
in
shift
which
for me.
you-
Where and all in
are
which you
you
are,
are.
and that has
And
come
that
before
has
you.
come before you.
Okay.
Oh, I love her.
Okay.
Let
Okay.
me be clear.
Let's be clear.
Let me be clear.
We are
Let's be
not
clear
going
about
back.
this. Let's be clear.
One of my favorite things to do. This is how I got back into my social media.
Era.
Into social media was
Yeah.
I love to be like a reply guy in comments and like on like Vox.com or like accounts that are like relatively political or saying some journalistic accounts.
Yeah.
I'll comment something and it will get like thousands of likes and of course like multiple haters in the comments.
Yeah.
And I forget what I said, but it was something like somebody said something crazy to me and I was like, oh, we caught a live one.
We got a live one.
I was baiting.
We
like,
got a live one.
incels,
Yeah.
essentially.
We got a
one of my
runner.
favorite ones. Someone said, explains the issues with our schools. And I said, and it got almost 6,000 likes.
For those who can't see, it says explains the issues with ARE schools.
And
the way that
all I
person-
did was I put a little asterisk and I said, our, spelled correctly. And it got almost 6,000 likes.
Oh, that is
And they
so
still kept
good.
it up, those dumbasses.
It's just so
That's
beautiful
so
when
good.
people clown themselves.
Yep.
Yeah.
And someone said, if you're going to hate on someone, at least make sure your spelling is correct.
That's the least you can
I
do.
just love that we're all just like everyone's just chirping. Like it's so crazy
It's wild.
that it exists. And I've been calling the internet like my ravens.
Yes,
that's
because
funny.
there's
That's
this-
really
There's this
funny.
meme that we love that's like, I will not be bothered by your trivialities. I must away and tend to my ravens.
Of course.
Yeah.
And so now,
Sounds like something Squishy would say.
yeah,
right,
Squishy
yeah.
would definitely say that.
now it makes me feel better because like
Gotta
when I
just tend
spend
to my raven.
when I spend too much time on the internet, I'm like, well, I'm just tending to my ravens.
It is a beautiful
that.
way to
And then
justify
I just got a
screen
little
time.
chirp,
Chirp, chirp.
a little DM. Gotta check my DMs.
Wasn't that the old Twitter notification sound? Was
Yeah,
like
it's
a
the chirp,
chirping?
chirp. Yeah,
a little
it's a little tweet.
Such fucking dumb clown behavior. I love saying clown behavior. Can you tell?
Yeah,
Clown
I
school.
love clown behavior.
I said,
clown
"Oh, who put up the big tent for the clown school?
Also,
Who'd you ask for help?
People are
Twitter
leaving
for
X.
life.
They're going to
People are deactivating their account at a swift speed.
Yeah.
And everyone's going to Sky Blue. Is it Sky Blue?
Sky Blue, I don't know, but they let you do
Blue Sky?
They let you put porn on there. That's why. That's
Well,
the
they
only.
did-
Let's all go.
Let's be real here.
They
Emily
used to
Dark is
be-
probably on there.
Well, there's porn on Twitter, right?
Well, yes, but I think. But that's no. What I was gonna say was like
Naturally.
the only thing I am on Twitter for is porn.
But Meg's got to go feed the cats.
Oh yeah.
Oh, those poor cats.
I
They
gotta
got
go
to
to Target,
go.
which is
Okay,
more
well-
important.
Let's
Um,
wrap up.
Well, thank you so much for being here and
Drew,
giving
thank
us
you for
some of your
having me.
valuable time.
Free feed! Free feed! Free feed! Free feed!
All right, like and subscribe, guys. Rate and review, and catch us every Wednesday.
Follow Drew Carr at a Drew Carr named Desire. And go see his solo show in New York City, probably next March.
Yeah, I'll figure out a date soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Love y'all. Thanks for having me.
Bye.